Hey loves, welcome. We're here to share loving vibrations and to encourage oneness. We shall deeply discuss about frequency, quantum physics, loving vibrations, energy, law of attraction. We hope you will share the love and spread it too.
If I'm mannerly all day long, if I keep that in mind, I want to be mannerly with everybody all day long. That's going to help me. So I take an idea like that every morning and I write it down, I put it in a piece of paper, carry it in my pocket, and that's an idea I'm going to work on all day long. The first step is to keep living with the idea. Don't let anybody steal the dream. Put it in writing. Write it out as clear as you can. And your words have got to be so clear that if you give it to somebody else, they would get the same picture in their mind as you've got on yours. See, words are symbols, and every symbol has a corresponding image. So we want to put it in words that would trigger the same picture in somebody else's mind. That's crystallizing the goal. And then write it out often. Live with it often. And you will set up an attractive force because the image is setting up the vibration. The images in their mind control the vibration you're in. Now, the vibration you're in is going to dictate what you attract to you. So the first trick of life is fall in love with the idea. You will move on to the frequency that that idea operates on. Everything operates on frequencies. You've got to get on the frequency of the good that you desire, and everything will move toward you. You will attract it. It's a matter of decision. Now, it may take a while before it manifests outside, but when it happens inside, it's already happened. You don't have to know how you're going to reach it. That I know where I'm going, and I know I'm going to get there. I don't know how I'm going to get there. See, the how is what stops most people. Most people get stopped with the start. They never get started because they can't figure out how. And so people then later in life, if they don't know how to reach the goal, they say, I guess I can't do it. Well, if you knew how to reach it, you would have it. The trick is in figuring out how to reach it. The how is the important thing. You hold the image and every day you're moving toward it. And the how becomes very interesting. And something may be a problem. And as you solve the problem, you take a step ahead. It's not all going to be good things. Sometimes it's bad things. But out of all confusion comes order. And it'll be a higher degree of order than that which existed prior to the confusion. So the answer to your question is make sure you got the goal crystal clear in your mind. You've got to have a dream. You've got to be working towards something. Otherwise, you're just existing. You're putting in time. You're not really living. You know, it's unfortunate, but when most people, when their heart stops beating, it's going to be a formality. They've never really lived. I think we should do what we love doing with our life. The two most important days in your life are the day you're born and the day you discover why you were born. People are born rich. They're born with deep reservoirs of talent and ability. Our problem is we're not made aware of it. Riches to me is develop the talent and the power that we've got within us. We're God's highest form of creation. We're born with rich resources inside. And it's our responsibility to bring them out.
Many years ago, the graduating class of a large university was given an examination in English vocabulary. The test scores were graded into groups of 5% each. The top 5% and so on down to the bottom. At regular intervals, during the next 20 years, questionnaires were sent to the surviving graduates, asking them their occupations, incomes, and so on. Without exception, those who scored highest on the vocabulary test were in the top income group, while those who scored lowest were in the lowest income group. A few years ago, Reader's Digest published an article by Blake Clark entitled, Words Can Work Wonders for You. In it he wrote, tests of more than 350,000 persons from all walks of life show that, more often than any other measurable characteristic, knowledge of the exact meaning of a large number of words accompanies outstanding success. He also mentioned the work done in this field by scientist Johnson O'Connor and gave O'Connor's best illustration of the importance of vocabulary. Tests were given to executive and supervisory personnel in 39 large manufacturing plants. The results showed that every one of the people tested rated high in the basic aptitudes that go with leadership. Differences in their vocabulary ratings, however, were definite and dramatic. Presidents and vice presidents averaged 236 out of a possible 272 points. Managers averaged 168, superintendents 140, foremen 114, floor bosses 86. In virtually every case, vocabulary correlated with executive level and income. Children with the best vocabularies get the best grades in school. A salesman in his 50s who was in the bottom 5% of vocabulary worked himself into the top 45% and is now vice president of his firm. An encouraging fact to keep in mind, Clark went on to say, is that when we master one word, we find that we have added several words. It's as if the new one is a nucleus of thought around which whirls numerous related ideas that we now come to understand. Deliberately learning 10 words, we pick up probably 90 more, almost without realizing it. You see, understanding our language is the key to studying and learning everything else. Literally millions of people are being held back in life simply because they've never taken the time to learn their own language. Let's face it, from the earliest times, the favored class of people has always been the educated class. They can make themselves recognized instantly, anywhere, by the simple expedient of speaking a few words. Our language, more than anything else, determines the extent of our knowledge. You see, everything in all the vast storehouse of knowledge has a name, a label. These names, these words, make up the language. The more words we know and can properly use, the more knowledge we have. Of this you can be sure. A person's knowledge and their language go together. It's almost impossible for one to be larger than the other.
Well, you know, I have a book here, How to Sell Yourself to Others by Elmer Wheeler. Elmer Wheeler was one of America's greatest salespeople. So I use that, and I just open it here. What we call manners. That's an idea, what we call manners. If I'm mannerly all day long, if I keep that in mind, I want to be mannerly with everybody all day long. That's going to help me. So I take an idea like that every morning, and I write it down, I put it in a piece of paper, carry it in my pocket, and that's an idea I'm going to work on all day long. If something goes a little wrong, I work on that idea. I take that idea. You do this and you're going to win. Now, we figured a way that you can do this the same as I'm doing it, and it's going to cost you less than a cup of coffee. Every morning, I'm going to send you a video, and it's going to have a good idea. And that idea is something then you focus on all day. So you watch the video, and then when the video's over, it's only a minute or 2 minutes, then you think about how you're going to use that for the day. Spend 3 or 4 minutes. We call it 6 minutes to success. So it's not going to take you over 6 minutes. But every morning you do this. You know that it's going to be a good day for you because you're starting off the day right. And that is really the secret to having a successful day. And it's like Earl said, put 7 of them together and you've got a very successful week. See, there's no trick to success. Habits are formed very easily. This is probably one of the best services that I've ever provided in the 58 years I've been in this business. You're going to love it.